Good evening. Let me begin with a simple truth. The hardest part of any journey is often the very first step. That step, so small, so seemingly insignificant, is what separates action from inaction, progress from stagnation, and growth from despair. It is the decision to begin, despite the fear of failure, the weight of uncertainty, and the seductive pull of comfort. It's the step that defines whether you will live as a passive observer of your own life or an active participant shaping your destiny. We often find ourselves trapped by the need for perfection. We think, if only I had more time, more resources, or the right skills, then I would start. But let me tell you, perfection is a lie that keeps you stuck. You don't need to see the entire path before you take the first step. In fact, you can't. Life is too complex, too unpredictable, and too full of unknowns. The map only begins to unfold once you're walking the trail. Waiting for everything to align perfectly will leave you waiting forever. Overcoming the paralysis of perfection is about breaking free from the invisible chains that keep you from moving forward. Perfectionism is often disguised as a noble pursuit. It convinces you that you're simply aiming for the best, that you're refusing to settle, and that you're being diligent. But in truth, perfectionism can be a paralyzing force, holding you hostage to the fear of imperfection and preventing you from taking action at all. It whispers lies, telling you that you're not ready, that it's not the right time, or that you don't have everything you need to succeed. And as you wait for the perfect moment, life continues to move on without you. Here's the reality. Perfection is an illusion. It's an unreachable standard, a mirage that always seems just out of reach. No matter how much you prepare, plan, or polish, there will always be something more you could do, something that could be improved. But if you let the fear of imperfection dictate your actions, you'll never move forward. You'll remain stuck in a cycle of endless preparation where ideas never become reality and potential is never realized. The first step in overcoming the paralysis of perfection is to accept that imperfection is not a flaw. It's part of being human. Nothing in life is perfect, and that's okay. In fact, it's the imperfections that often lead to growth, learning, and innovation. When you release yourself from the unrealistic expectation of perfection, you open the door to progress. You give yourself permission to try, to fail, and to learn along the way. Taking action, even imperfect action, is the antidote to paralysis. It's through doing, through engaging with the process, that you begin to gain clarity and confidence. Waiting for perfection before you begin is like waiting for all the traffic lights to turn green before you leave your driveway. It's never going to happen. You don't need to see the entire road ahead. You just need to take the first step. The path will reveal itself as you move forward, and you'll learn and adapt as you go. Every successful person you admire started somewhere. They didn't wait for perfection. They began where they were with what they had, and they figured it out along the way. Their first attempts weren't flawless, but they were necessary. They didn't let the fear of imperfection stop them, and that's what made all the difference. Perfection isn't what creates success. Persistence, resilience, and the willingness to learn from mistakes do. Overcoming the paralysis of perfection also requires courage. The courage to be vulnerable, to risk failure, and to face the possibility that things might not go as planned. But here's the thing, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey to success. Every mistake you make is a stepping stone that brings you closer to your goals. Each stumble teaches you something valuable and builds the resilience you need to keep moving forward. Think about how much time and energy you've spent waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. Now imagine what you could accomplish if you redirected that energy into taking action. Imagine how much closer you'd be to your dreams if you stopped hesitating and started doing. Progress doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving, however imperfectly, toward your goals. You don't need to be perfect to make an impact. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. What matters is that you take the first step. Perfection may never come, but progress is always possible. And with each step you take, you'll build the confidence and momentum to keep going. Overcoming the paralysis of perfection is about choosing progress over procrastination, courage over fear, and action over hesitation. It's about realizing that the perfect moment doesn't exist, but the power to start does. So let go of the need for everything to be flawless and instead embrace the messy, imperfect, and beautiful process of moving forward. That's where growth happens. That's where success begins. And that's where your true potential lies. Embracing responsibility is one of the most transformative choices you can make in your life. It is the act of stepping up and owning your role in shaping your reality, no matter how challenging or complex the circumstances may be. Responsibility is not about blame or burden, it's about power. It's about recognizing that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you have the ability to decide how you respond, how you adapt, and how you move forward. It's a call to action, the declaration of agency, and a commitment to growth. When you embrace responsibility, you take ownership of your life in its entirety, the successes and the setbacks, the opportunities and the obstacles. It means looking at your current situation and saying, this is mine to face, mine to navigate, and mine to improve. That mindset is not always easy to adopt. It requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But it is through this confrontation that transformation begins. By taking responsibility, you reclaim control over your life. You stop waiting for external forces to change your circumstances and instead become the catalyst for change yourself. Responsibility is not about perfection or having all the answers. It's about doing your best with what you have, where you are, right now. It's about acknowledging that mistakes will happen, but they don't define you. What defines you is how you choose to respond to those mistakes, whether you learn from them, grow stronger because of them, and use them as stepping stones toward a better future. Embracing responsibility means understanding that you are not a passive observer of your life, but an active participant who has the power to shape its direction. This mindset also extends beyond the individual. When you take responsibility, you recognize your impact on others and the world around you. You understand that your actions ripple outward, influencing the lives of those you encounter. Responsibility means showing up for others with integrity, compassion, and accountability. It means being someone others can rely on, someone who contributes positively to their community and their relationships. When you embrace responsibility, you inspire others to do the same, creating a culture of empowerment and mutual respect. And the law of averages. Taking responsibility can be intimidating, especially when the challenges you face feel overwhelming. But remember this, every great achievement, every meaningful success begins with the decision to take responsibility. It starts with saying, I will try, I will act, I will not wait for someone else to solve this for me. And while the road may be long and the journey may be fraught with difficulties, Each step forward is a testament to your strength, determination, and resilience. Then you embrace responsibility. You also embrace the possibility of transformation. You begin to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, learn, and prove to yourself what you are capable of. You stop being afraid of failure because you understand that every stumble is a chance to adjust, refine, and come back stronger. Responsibility turns setbacks into stepping stones and struggles into triumphs. It's not about avoiding hardship. It's about rising to meet it with courage and resolve. Responsibility is not a weight to carry. It is a privilege to own. It is the foundation of personal growth, the key to unlocking your potential, and the pathway to a life of fulfillment and achievement. Embrace it fully, and you will discover strength you didn't know you had, opportunities you never imagined, and a sense of purpose that will guide you through even the toughest times. Responsibility is not just something you take on, it's something that empowers you to take charge of your life and create a legacy worth remembering. Learning through action is one of the most profound and effective ways to grow as a person. It's about stepping out of the realm of theory and moving boldly into the arena of experience. No amount of planning, preparation, or study can compare to the lessons you learn when you actively engage with the process of doing. Action is where ideas are tested, where theories are refined, and where true understanding takes root. It's not just about accomplishing a task, it's about what you discover about yourself, your abilities, and the world around you along the way. When you learn through action, you engage directly with reality. You move beyond hypothetical scenarios and into the unpredictable, dynamic flow of life. It's here that you encounter challenges, unexpected variables, and opportunities for growth that you could never anticipate from the sidelines. Action forces you to adapt, to think on your feet, and to develop solutions in real time. This process builds not only knowledge, but also resilience, creativity, and confidence. Action transforms passive observation into active participation. It's easy to read, research, and theorize, but until you take the leap and apply what you've learned, your understanding remains incomplete. For example, you can read countless books about leadership, but it's only when you step into a leadership role that you truly grasp what it means to inspire, guide, and take responsibility for others. You can study a foreign language for years, but fluency comes from speaking, making mistakes, and immersing yourself in conversation. Action is the bridge between knowing and doing. It's where knowledge becomes wisdom and skill. One of the most powerful aspects of learning through action is the immediate feedback it provides. Every success, every failure, and every unexpected outcome is a lesson in itself. Failure in particular is an invaluable teacher. When you take action and things don't go as planned, you're presented with an opportunity to analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and try again. Failure is not an end point. It's a stepping stone. It's evidence that you're trying, that you're pushing your limits, and that you're on the path to improvement. Learning through action also builds momentum. The more you do, the more you grow, and the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Each action, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that you are capable of learning and adapting. This confidence propels you forward, encouraging you to take on bigger challenges and pursue greater goals. Action creates a cycle of growth. You act, you learn, and you become better equipped to act again. Action is not without its risks, and it often requires stepping into the unknown. But it's precisely in those moments of uncertainty that the greatest growth occurs. When you act despite fear or doubt, you prove to yourself that you are capable of facing challenges and overcoming obstacles. You learn that you are not defined by your mistakes, but by your ability to learn from them and keep moving forward. Learning through action also fosters a mindset of curiosity and experimentation. It encourages you to approach life with a sense of wonder, to ask, what if, and to explore the possibilities that unfold when you take a chance. It's not about getting everything right on the first try. It's about being willing to try, to learn, and to grow. Action is a form of exploration, and each step you take broadens your understanding of what is possible. So don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. Take action. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that the act of doing will teach you what you need to know. Through action, you will not only learn but also grow, evolve, and discover the extraordinary potential within yourself. Breaking down the overwhelm is the key to regaining clarity, control, and momentum when life feels too heavy to bear. Overwhelm is a natural reaction to the magnitude of the tasks, challenges, or responsibilities in front of us. It can feel like a tidal wave crashing down, leaving you paralyzed and unsure where to begin. But the truth is, no matter how enormous or complicated the situation may seem, there is always a way forward. The secret lies in breaking it down into smaller, more manageable parts, transforming the mountain into a series of steps that can be climbed one by one. When you're overwhelmed, it's easy to feel consumed by the sheer volume of everything that needs to be done. Your mind races, your energy drains, and every task starts to feel insurmountable. But overwhelm doesn't come from the tasks themselves. It comes from the perception that they all need to be done at once. The first step in breaking down the overwhelm is to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that you don't have to tackle everything all at once. You don't need to solve the entire problem right now. You just need to take one step forward. Breaking things down begins with clarity. Often overwhelm is amplified by confusion, a sense that everything is swirling together in a chaotic blur. Take a moment to identify exactly what is causing you to feel this way. Write it down, list it out, and get it out of your head and onto paper. Seeing your tasks or challenges laid out in front of you helps to reduce their power over you. What once felt like an intangible cloud of stress becomes something concrete and manageable. The next step is to break each task or goal into smaller, actionable steps. Instead of thinking about the big picture, focus on the smallest, most immediate action you can take. If the idea of writing an entire report feels overwhelming, start by jotting down the key points you want to include. If the thought of starting a new fitness routine feels daunting, begin by putting on your workout clothes and going for a short walk. Each small action builds momentum, and momentum is your greatest ally in overcoming overwhelm. And when you realize that overwhelm is the last straw for you, because your blueprint is inactive, is lined up, you take these small steps, celebrate your progress. Even the tiniest accomplishment is a victory, and each one builds confidence and motivation to keep going. Overwhelm thrives on a sense of powerlessness, but every action you take is a reminder that you are not powerless. You are capable of moving forward, even if the progress feels slow. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Breaking down the overwhelm also requires self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when you feel like you're not doing enough or when you're struggling to keep up. But overwhelm is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you care deeply about what you're trying to achieve. Instead of criticizing yourself, speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement. Remind yourself that it's okay to take things one step at a time and that every step forward is a step worth taking. Finally, keep your focus on the present moment. Overwhelm often comes from worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Instead, anchor yourself in the here and now. Ask yourself, what can I do in this moment to move forward? The present moment is the only one you can control, and by focusing on it, you reclaim your power to act. Breaking down the overwhelm isn't about eliminating challenges. It's about changing how you approach them. It's about shifting your mindset from "I can't handle this" to "I can handle this," one step at a time. It's about remembering that even the biggest goals and problems are nothing more than a series of smaller actions strung together. Each small step you take matters, and each one brings you closer to clarity, accomplishment, and peace of mind. So, when the weight of the world feels heavy on your shoulders, remind yourself that you don't have to carry it all at once. Break it down. Focus on the next step. Trust in your ability to move forward, and know that step by step, you are stronger, braver, and more capable than the overwhelm that tries to stop you. Building confidence through progress is one of the most empowering journeys you can undertake. Confidence isn't something you're born with or a quality reserved for a select few. It's something you cultivate step by step through action and achievement. It doesn't arrive fully formed. It grows over time, fueled by every bit of effort, every small success, and every moment of perseverance. Progress, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is the foundation upon which unshakable confidence is built. Confidence thrives in the space between where you started and how far you've come. It's born from the realization that you are capable of setting a goal, taking action, and achieving results. This realization doesn't come from sitting still or waiting for a magical moment when you suddenly feel ready. It comes from moving forward, even when you feel uncertain, and proving to yourself that you can handle whatever challenges come your way. Each step forward reinforces the belief that you are capable of more, and this belief is the cornerstone of confidence. Progress is a tangible reminder of your potential. When you look back and see how far you've come, it becomes harder to doubt yourself. The evidence is right there in the steps you've taken, the obstacles you've overcome, and the goals you've achieved. Even if the progress feels slow or incremental, it's still progress. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. Each victory builds momentum, and as momentum grows, so does your sense of capability and self-assurance. The beauty of building confidence through progress is that it's self-reinforcing. The more progress you make, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more willing you are to take on new challenges. And the more challenges you take on, the more progress you make. It becomes a cycle of growth where every action you take strengthens your belief in yourself and your abilities. Confidence is not about having all the answers or never experiencing fear. It's about trusting yourself to figure things out as you go. Progress doesn't have to be monumental to matter. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions that lead to big results. It's about showing up even when you don't feel ready and doing the work even when it's hard. Confidence isn't built in leaps and bounds. It's built in the daily, deliberate choice to keep going. When you focus on the process rather than the end result, you give yourself permission to grow, learn, and improve. The act of trying, of putting yourself out there, is where confidence begins to take root. Building confidence through progress also involves embracing imperfection. Progress is rarely a straight line. It's full of detours, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But these experiences are not failures. They're opportunities to learn, adapt, and become stronger. When you allow yourself to make mistakes and see them as part of the journey, you free yourself from the fear of failure. Instead of avoiding challenges, you lean into them, knowing that every stumble is a stepping stone towards success. Progress teaches you resilience. It shows you that you can face difficulties, overcome them, and come out stronger on the other side. Each time you encounter a challenge and push through it, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. This resilience becomes a core part of your confidence. It's the quiet assurance that you don't need to have all the answers because you trust yourself to find them when the time comes. Confidence built through progress is authentic and unshakable because it's grounded in experience. It's not about pretending to be fearless or projecting an image of perfection. It's about knowing deep down that you have what it takes to move forward, no matter what. It's about recognizing your growth and taking pride in the effort you've put in to get where you are. When your confidence is rooted in progress, it's not dependent on external validation or fleeting achievements. It's a lasting belief in yourself and your ability to keep growing. This approach to building confidence is also deeply motivating. When you see what you're capable of achieving through progress, you're inspired to aim higher and dream bigger. Confidence through progress doesn't just help you achieve your current goals. It opens the door to new possibilities and encourages you to step outside your comfort zone. With each step forward, you expand your sense of what's possible, and that expanded vision drives you to keep striving for more. Ultimately, building confidence through progress is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a final destination or achieving a fixed state of certainty. It's about continually challenging yourself, growing, and celebrating the small victories along the way. Confidence is not a gift you wait to receive. It's a skill you develop through action, persistence, and belief in your own ability to improve. So, take the first step, no matter how small. Trust that progress, even in its tiniest form, is worth celebrating. Let every step forward remind you of your strength, your potential, and your capacity for greatness. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you create, one step, one effort, one moment of progress at a time. Taking the first step isn't just about accomplishing a task, it's about transforming who you are. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of facing challenges, of learning, of growing. It's about becoming the kind of person who acts, who perseveres, who doesn't back down in the face of uncertainty. So, whatever it is you've been putting off, whatever dream, goal, or change you've been waiting to start now. Don't wait for perfection, don't wait for confidence, and don't wait for certainty. Just start. Take the first step. It may be small, it may be messy, but it's a step in the right direction. And that's all you need to begin building a life of meaning, purpose, and achievement. Thank you.